Hey guys, Josh here back with another rant. Today I wanted to talk about distance, specifically sitting with the distance. I'm someone that's very much anxious attachment. I like to be close, maybe a little too close to my partners, to the point where it can be suffocating, which is something I'm trying to work through now. I'm trying to become more secure attachment versus anxious attachment. And one way I'm doing that is not reaching out to the person that I might want to reach out to. I'm sitting with the distance. It's like clawing at me, like, oh, reach out, like I always do. It doesn't matter if you said you'd give space or whatever. Just reach out, blah blah blah. Let them know how you feel. First off, it's not always about what I want or what I need. This person that I'm dealing with is more avoidant, and so space is important, and sticking to your word is important. It shows that I respect this person enough to follow through on what I said. So I'm trying to sit with the distance and not be suffocating. Let them come to me for once. Let them feel comfortable and confident enough to do that, and show that I am secure enough in my situation, who I am, to know that a couple days, weeks, or whatever isn't going to change how I feel. Because I can just make it all about me. I can text them and be like, hey, I'm thinking of you, I hope you're blah blah blah, this and that. But that would just be what I want, and what I need, which isn't fair. Especially when you're pursuing a partnership, you have to think about both parties. And I think space is the answer, and sitting in the distance is very uncomfortable for me. It's very difficult. But doing that, it helps me become more secure in myself and more confident in my feelings. Because it's what I'm thinking about. It doesn't leave my mind. And it just makes me more confident on how I feel, because I'm sitting with it. I'm not just acting on my initial thoughts that might pass. The things that linger and stay there longer are my true feelings. Because I get washes of anxiety, waves of anxiety. They're like, oh, if I don't text them now, they'll forget how I feel, and then they'll go be with someone else. Or, how can they know how I feel, this and that? When in reality, once those feelings of anxiety wash over me and aren't there anymore, the things that are there are the true confident feelings that I have. Like, this person knows how I feel. We've been at this for like 3 years. They're not going to forget that in a couple days. If this person goes and gets with someone, that's their choice. I shouldn't have to beg for a relationship. What's meant to be mine will come in time. I've done everything that I can. All I can do is wait and see what happens, while also pursuing healing myself. I've got to trust the universe that has my back. So I'm trying to sit in the discomfort and do things that benefit me in the long run, and also show respect to the person that I love by showing that I can give space when needed, and I can actually go and mean what I say. When I say I'm going to give space, I'm going to stand on business. Obviously, if they reach out to me, that's perfect. I love that, but do it on their time, because it's always been about what I want. It's always been me reaching out and being suffocating. So I would love to just change the narrative for once and let this person feel confident enough to come to me. And if it never comes, it never comes. It doesn't change how I feel. It doesn't change my love. It just wasn't meant to be. So I just gotta trust the universe and keep working on me. I'm following daily affirmations. I'm doing a lot of breathing techniques, like breathing in for a count of 4, holding it for 7, exhaling on 8. That helps me get a lot of anxiety to kind of wash away. Most emotions only last 90 seconds. It only lasts longer if you feed it. So I'm trying not to feed into anxiety and just be confident in myself. And it's a slow but steady journey, and I'm gonna keep doing that. Because regardless of this person, if we ever work out or not, I have to live with my body the rest of my life. I have to live with my feelings the rest of my life. So, I can't fix past mistakes, but I can do better going forward, and I'm really trying. So yeah, I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. If you guys can relate, drop a comment. Let me know. Hey, Juice on Instagram. I love you guys.